Big crisis in Africa is the understanding, has been the understanding for very long time of political economy. This is what built the NRA. Political economy is the study of the laws that govern the evolution of society. Society has been here, human being has been here on earth for the last 4.5 million years. But because of colonial indoctrination, you find these academicians don't know much about political economy. When we came from the bush, I tried to introduce it, but they messed it up. They distorted it. They started creating what they call development studies, something totally different. Now, because the National Resistance Army and the student groups of the 1960s were very clear about this. That's why we never get diverted. And you remember when we came from the bush, we had the 10-point program. And point number 5 was talking of building an economy which is independent, integrated, and self-sustaining. And integration meant two things, two dimensions. There would be the vertical integration, but also the horizontal integration. Now, the crisis, Uganda's economy is growing and transforming. We are now going to grow at 7% this financial year. With our oil, we are going to grow above 10%. There's nothing that will stop us because we are clear about what is required to transform society. Now here, the vertical integration here is still partial, because what we have now is that we have got skilled scientists who are using imported steel, because this steel we are using here, we are still importing it. The tubes, then the sheets which are used to build the bus are still being imported. But soon, with our iron ore, we shall be able to, we have got some steel factories. We have got some steel factories using scrap, but scrap is not good enough for this type of work. Therefore, it is the new factories we are building. I think we are going to even commission one, ground break for one, so that we start purifying our iron ore, processing our iron ore into the high quality steel, which is what they need here, so that we don't, because the steel imports alone in Uganda are $900 million. You can imagine all that money going out. It is as if the country has no leaders or planners. And you have got planners, commissioner, or I don't know what. What are you commissioning? You are commissioning hemorrhage. There is a disease in the Bible which Jesus talked about. The Banyankole call it a chejuiso. Hemorrhage, when somebody is bleeding, you don't stop. So $900 million is going out to import steel. We have got the best iron ore in the world in Kabale and in Togota area. So why should this happen like that? Now, so the vertical integration, so what has happened here is some partial vertical integration, where you have the imported steel using our skilled labor and our electricity to produce these vehicles. This is the beginning. But what is already taking place is the horizontal linkage. Because we have been having transport. Transport is a sector. Being tumblers, transport for human beings, for cargo. It's a whole sector. Consuming a lot of money. But all of it not integrated with the economy of Uganda. Integrated with Japan, integrated with other people. So for the first time, the transport sector is beginning to be integrated with the industries of Uganda in the form of Chira, vehicle plant. Now, once and then it will go into other sectors, because transport is one sector. Then you have education, you have tourism, linkage from ground to up and horizontally. This is what is beginning to happen here. If we do it successfully, we shall save $800 million for steel alone. We are spending $800 million for vehicles imported from outside. Now, this is in addition to the $900 million for steel, because some of the steel is not for vehicles, it is for other things. So you can imagine, all the money we get from coffee goes back. So therefore, it is really a disaster to see what's happening in Africa. If when people are just talking about this, they don't talk about this huge hemorrhage. I have not heard anybody talking about it. The newspapers, this so-called media. What are you talking about? You don't talk about your future, how you can survive. I have not heard anybody talking about the hemorrhage. Hemorrhage. This is the biggest problem of Africa.